Good morning. Hope everybody's well. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. Hi, Angie.
Good morning.
How is everyone? Good. We're just waiting for we've had lots of people to register, so I'm just waiting. Going to give everybody a few minutes if that's okay. How was yesterday, Christina? So I can come. Was it okay? Did it go well?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I know you're always busy, Emma.
Crazy. A big old week.
Yes, of course. Well, every week is a big old week for you, to be fair. I understand.
Oh, bless you. I was in Cornwall the weekend and I've just been trying to catch up this week and it's been crazy.
Yeah, no worries. Well, it's lovely to see you everywhere.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
So I think what we'll do while we wait for other people to arrive, should we just do a quick intro? I think you'll see my bio, but Emma Good, founder 24 Fingers. I'll explain more about what I do as we go through. But Chris, do you want to start perhaps, and then we'll go around?
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm Christina Twayjay. I'm the MD for GRC Information Management. And what we do is GDPR, data protection and cybersecurity consultancy.
Thank you.
No worries.
Angie?
Hi, sorry, I was just updating my name there. Good morning, everyone. I'm Angie. I offer coaching and wellbeing interventions in the workplace to help transform employee wellbeing, and having a bit of a sort of relaunch right now. So my business is Support Lepers, and yeah, that's me.
Oh, amazing. Hi, Colin. It says Reg, but I'm going to call you Colin. On mute, I think. Sorry, Reg, I think you're mute.
Hey.
Oh, that's it.
I'm an artist, and well, just starting off as an artist, really. I've got a design business, but I just want to know how to kind of work it for my art, really. Up there, that's one of mine. You can sit behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Great to see you. And hi, Annabelle. So I think, hello. Shall we crack on? So let me share screen. These sessions are meant to be really informal. So if anybody wants to kind of interrupt or ask a question, do feel free, rather than kind of taking loads of notes and then forgetting after what you wanted to ask. It's absolutely fine. So can everyone see that okay? Brilliant. You always wonder with tech, don't you, and Zoom and everything. So I think we'll crack on, because we've got some more people to come, but I can always send them the recordings, so do not worry. Okay. So a bit about me, Emma Good. I have a digital marketing agency called 24 Fingers. We've been established for 8 years. I work here in Brentwood in Essex, but I work with people all over the country. And essentially we help people that are all fingers and thumbs with their social. Nowadays, business owners are told, I've got to run a business, I've got to do my accounts, I've got to do my sales, I've got to do my marketing, I've got to do my blogging, got to do this, got to do that. Not enough hours in the day. And obviously the algorithms change constantly and it can be quite an overwhelming place. So we're here to demystify it, take out quite frankly, the BS that is surrounding it. And there's a lot of kind of science and mystery, but actually things don't have to be that complicated. It's my job to help people navigate through all of this stuff. So I'm one of the Facebook and Instagram trainers, and I'm one of the digital advisors for Vodafone. And last year I had the pleasure of training just under 1,000 small business owners. And I saw some commonalities after talking to all of these people. Everybody was doing little bits in their sales and their marketing really well. But when I looked at the big picture, the whole pie, it was really, really tough for people to do everything they should be doing really consistently, really well. And I boiled it down to 7 things that every business should be doing in order to increase their sales and marketing and getting more leads through the door. And what I realised is when I spoke to these people, they were probably doing one or two of these 7 really well. So I'm going to be encouraging you throughout this session to think about which ones you're doing really well. And at the end of it, I'm going to share ways that we can work together to help you do all 7 really, really well. So I'm going to kick off with the first 7 things. And what I noticed last year, people were really struggling with reviews. So the ideal scenario in each of our business is that other people sell on our behalf, and they sell while we're asleep, and our reviews do the talking for us. And stats show nowadays that people are trusting other people's recommendations, hugely. They're going onto Facebook, they're going onto Google, they're checking us out, they're seeing what reviews we've got, and then they're making their decision. They're asking in Facebook groups, can anybody recommend a coach? Can anybody recommend a accountant, for example? So reviews is hugely important to us, and there's ways that you can automate that. There's ways that you can make that just happen in your business without you having to worry about it, because I know some people feel a bit embarrassed and a bit shy sometimes to ask for reviews. So what I do, I automate that process. It takes the emotion out, and it means that you can get regular reviews, which is the next slide. Nowadays, people are checking us out, whether we like it or not, whether we know them or not. They're going to be going onto our website, they're going to be looking at us, and they're going to be forming an opinion. So reviews is absolutely crucial to give somebody the right impression before they decide to purchase from us. And that leads me on to, we need relevant and timely reviews. Anything more than 3 months old, people are kind of discarding. We need to make sure that we've got reviews happening week in, week out. And I'll be honest, within the first 5 years of my business, I probably didn't do that as well as I could have done. Whereas now, the minute I have a phone call, the minute I have a presentation, I say to could you leave me a review? And I'll probably ask you guys, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing what I preach. But essentially, we want a process that just happens automatically when it comes to reviews. And when we get positive reviews, we can tell other people that other people like them already know, like, and trust us. And that's called social proof, if you've heard that term. So when you're running advertisements, for example, you can start putting in that social proof in your ads. So you can start putting in direct quotes from people onto your ads, onto your website, onto your blogs, for example, and onto your social media. And that's just going to form the impression that you're brilliant. Other people say you're brilliant and you need to work with you. And Google like it more as well. So if you get reviews on Google, Google push you higher up in the rankings on Google Maps and Google Local My Business Search. So all in all, reviews is a really, really, really good thing. Before I go on to the next one, which is listings, does anybody have any thoughts on where they are in terms of reviews? Do people collect them easily? Is it second nature? Do you feel embarrassed? Would anyone like to share how they're feeling about review strategy in their business?
Hello.
Hi, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Is there, for people to leave reviews, is it only Facebook they can really, like, there's Google, Facebook, but what about on your website? What about that? Would you put reviews there?
Yeah, 100%. So the ideal for me is that I'd be asking people to put the review on Google first, and then I'd be taking that off Google and put it on the website.
Okay.
The problem with doing it the other way around and getting people to email you reviews is it doesn't help you Google.
Okay. And is there a specific place on Google where if you have a website, they can review you?
Yeah, so essentially you should have what's called Google My Business.
Yes.
I don't know if you've got it already, but Google My Business is the place where you want people to leave your review. And when I work with my clients, I get them to do a personalized link so that they can just send that link out to all of their clients, and that automatically goes into Google My Business. And I also do things where people are searching for you. I get the reviews embedded in your search results, so people can not only see your listing on Google, but they can see the amount of stars that you've got as well.
So is that in the SEO, like if you're doing Wix? Is that in that section?
No, it's separate. Yeah,
Okay.
it's separate to Wix. So this is kind of Google My Business strategy.
Personal
And
ad
then
links.
you are.
Personal ad links. Is that what you call it?
Oh, basically a personalized link. So for me, if somebody went to, I'll show you actually. I'll just pop it into chat. If somebody went to, give me 1 minute.
It's all right.
So if you click that link, that should take you to my reviews section, but you can see here that it's personalized. So it says bit.ly.com/24 fingers reviews. And I set those up for my clients. And when people click on that, it should take them directly to my review area. I'll just triple check that it does that. Yeah, it does. Hey. Good.
Just this one. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look, but this.
Don't worry. Look, you can look after. But essentially, when people click that link, it will come up with a space to leave my reviews, basically.
Okay. All right, I got you. Thank you.
No, pleasure. I think my machine's just done something funny now as well. So, God. Technology is a wonderful thing when it works. I'm just going to stop sharing very quickly.
I got you.
I find that when the chat function is used, it interferes with the deck, the presentation.
Oh, it's just honestly, tech. That's life going, come on, computer, come on, internet. And I live in Brentwood, which is a really beautiful place, but the internet sometimes can be quite challenging, shall we say. Okay, so that's reviews. The next one, and do feel free to leave a review if you enjoy the session after. I'd be really grateful. They really do help a small business. Yeah. Okay, the next one that I want to talk about out of the 7 is listings. So for those of you old enough to remember Yellow Pages like I do, I'm of that era. We used to go to Yellow Pages when we wanted to find something, but now obviously we go to Google. So it's really important that we get found on Google, but also there's probably, I think, 30 other listing areas in the UK that you want to be listed on, not just Google, and that's called your listing strategy. So when people do a search at the minute, they are basically finding you locally. So they won't put in your company name because potentially they don't know you, but they're going to put in something like digital marketing agency Essex, for example. And whoever ranks for those terms, whoever comes up for those terms are going to be found first. So really important when you've got something like Google My Business is to optimize for what you do. So for Christina, for example, if people were looking at GDPR consultant, she would be optimizing her business profile for that in order to come up more regularly in searches. If you do all of that really well on the Google My Business side of things, then potentially you can get found by an extra 1,000 people per month. That's crazy. You know, who wouldn't want 1,000 extra eyeballs on your business per month? And all of that can happen with Google My Business. So it's a really important part of the strategy, as important as social media. Okay. Lots of people come to me and say, you know, actually social media is the thing that I want. When I look at their business holistically, actually, it's things like Google My Business, it's things like SEO, it's maybe an ad campaign, and we can talk about that as we go through. I don't even need to say anything about that stat. We need to be found online. This is where people are going to find us. Okay. So this is, I would say, kind of listing profile, brand awareness. Has everybody got a Google My Business account?
No.
Okay, if you take one thing from today, make it that. Angie, have you got one in your business?
Google My Business.
No, I don't. It's on my list now, Emma.
Honestly, it needs to be. So it's pretty easy to set up. The key here is optimization, and when you set it up, they'll send you a postcard. You can verify the location, and then you can start posting. But think of it as another social media channel. Think of it as another place to put yourself out there. Highly, highly valuable. And if your Google Analytics are set up properly, you'll be able to see how many people found you locally as well. So yeah, that's all good stuff. Okay. Next one is social media. So I'm guessing all of you have got some form of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, etc. But the key here is that if you're not using social media in your business, you will be missing out on leads for sure. Okay. Again, all of us on social, it's what we do when we first wake up. It's what we do lunchtimes, in the bathroom, or watching TV. You know, we just consume social media. We're spending a lot of time on social as well, so we need to make sure that our content actually does attract attention rather than people just seeing the ad and scrolling past this or the post. This is crucial. There's a lot of competition on social nowadays. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is what channel should I be on? And what I would say, a little tip here is that the platforms are getting older as they become more established. So when Facebook started out, it was for college kids, and then it went to mums, parents, grandparents, and the same thing's now happening with Instagram. Now the same thing is also happening with TikTok as well. So don't rule out Instagram and TikTok, even if your demographic is slightly older. Okay. I'm not a twerker, I'm not a singer, I'm not a dancer. And I don't need to be on social media. I can be authentic, I can share value. Video is always going to be best for you nowadays for the algorithm to work in its best, to best effect. So do think about what video you can create in your business. Reg, taking a video of you doing what you do best, sketching, drawing, painting, that's social media gold dust. If you do create video, make sure it's subtitled, because most of us are watching video now without sound on. So there's captioning tools that you can use in the platform, or you can use kind of specific software to do that. But do think about subtitles. It's going to make your life and user engagement absolutely key. Any thoughts on social media? Do we love it? Do we hate it? Is it a pain in the backside? Is it a necessary evil? How are we feeling about everything?
For me, it's necessary evil. I just find it difficult to come up with anything to say, really. Which is, that's the tricky thing.
It's kind of like post-inspiration, if you like.
Yeah. I'm not very good at communication, I suppose. I don't know. And also, you kind of worry, you think like, well, no one wants to know about what I do. They just, I don't know. I just can't find anything interesting that someone would want to know about. So I just find it I just think that the internet, and social media is just so full of basically garbage that I don't want to add to it.
I think that can perhaps become a bit of a vicious circle as well, because the less you post, the more the barriers are there. And I ran a seminar on imposter syndrome as well on social media and how to post when you don't feel particularly comfortable posting. Reg, I honestly, looking at you, people would love to see that, and they would like to know more about the techniques. And I've seen your work before, and you've clearly got talent. So don't hide your light under a bushel, is what I would say to that.
All right.
Yeah, can I just say so? It's funny when you were saying that, Reg, because I love art, and I thought your art looks beautiful, and I follow a few sort of artists and galleries online, and I was just thinking, even if you're not comfortable, and just so you know, I don't do anything on social media. I need to get better at that, so I'm not like preaching anything here, but just if I was looking at your art, even if you were to put a picture of your, I know video sells, but even if it was like to start off with putting sharing one of your paintings and asking a question to sort of start the engagement, like what do you see, and then maybe a little bit of a story like that, just to start off with. I'm not an expert, please, but it's just, that's the way I would see it. And just because if I saw a piece of art on Instagram, if I liked it, I would already be following and be intrigued and wanting to know more. So that could just be something, sort of just my thoughts.
Okay.
That sounds great. I like that idea, Angie. And Reg, again, something like a video gallery, maybe?
All right. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
it. Hive mind, I love it. Okay, next one is websites. So again, most of you are going to have a website, if not all of you. And just like social media, cutting through the website noise is key nowadays, purely because of the amount of websites that are out there. Key here on websites is that they run optimally. So people want your website to load within 3 seconds. That's the barometer that we want to aim for. We want it optimized for mobile. So we want to make sure that we're designing for that way and small screen rather than big desktops. And if your Google Analytics is set up properly, you'll see how much traffic you're getting on a mobile, how much you're getting on a desktop. Question, has everybody installed Google Analytics? Does everybody know what it is?
Know what it is?
Has everyone got it?
No.
Okay. Google Analytics and Facebook pixels are your friends. This is basically going to tell you what's happening on your website, who's visiting, how long they're staying on your website, how many pages they're visiting. It is gold dust. I think data is the new gold. Actually, I think automation is the new gold, but that's another whole nother thing that I do. But with data, it's basically going to give you the knowledge of what content is hitting, what content isn't hitting, and allow you to do more of what works and less of what doesn't work. And if you look at your Google Analytics at least monthly, you'll be able to track which pages people are staying on, which forms people are filling out, if they are filling out any contact forms. Websites should be a living, movable feast, so we need to refine, we need to check what's working. We don't just create a website and just leave the really going well. If it's going well, should I be doing an ad on it, for example? Next one, e-commerce. So because of the pandemic, we changed the way that we buy stuff, and we all became best friends with our DPD drivers and our Amazon drivers. And what that did, that sped up the rate of change from high street to online. We spend hours now browsing on apps. Nowadays, I live in Brentwood, I've got a brilliant high street, and I do buy stuff on the high street, but need something urgently, I'll always go onto Amazon. Even if we're products and service-based businesses alike, B2B stuff can happen online. So in my business, what I do is when I offer somebody a consultancy session, that's right, I will send them a credit card link on my website, so they'll pay online, then they'll get a booking appointment link, and then they book in the slot that they want, and all of that happens automatically, and I take the payment, and I don't have to do an invoice, and I don't have to chase up the money. And I'll be honest, I've made so many accounting errors in my business in the past that when I've streamlined it and automated it and taken the emotion out of it and just treated it like a transaction, my stress levels have literally just gone like completely different level. So even if you're B2B, start thinking about how you can take payments online, because I promise you it will change your life. If you struggle with that, if you don't struggle with any of that, then hats off to you, but I know I did. So I'm always trying to help other people that might be having issues around kind of payment functionality and the payment processes, because I know it can be quite stressful when you're a creative business owner rather than a kind of process-driven business owner. If you go down that route, make sure that you can take a variety of payment methods. So people like an option, they like PayPal and credit card rather than just PayPal, for example. If you've got a product-based business, you can do things like if somebody's added a product into the shopping cart but not bought, you can send them a follow-up email to say, or you left something in your cart. And crucially for e-commerce, we need a security certificate, which is the little padlock on the left-hand side on our website, and that shows consumers that our website is secure. And Chris is nodding here because obviously GDPR and security is her world. That's really crucial nowadays, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Emma. A lot of people think that financial data or credit payment card data isn't personal data, but it is. So Emma's absolutely right. As it is personal data, GDPR and the UK data protection law absolutely do apply.
And Guildmore as well, their rank site with all security in place higher than ones that don't. So again, SSL, go away, check your website's got a little padlock today, and if it hasn't, buzz me over the weekend. Okay. Advertising. Has anybody ever run a Facebook boost or done a Facebook campaign or spent any money on Google? No? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I have. I've run. We run Facebook ads for our shop that we have.
who's talking? Is that you, Sally?
Sally Ann, yeah.
Oh yeah, Sally.
Hello.
So have you run campaigns before?
Yes, yeah, we have one ongoing. I do tweak it, I do review it and adjust it and what have you. But yeah, we have ongoing, and I have to say it works very well for us.
What do you sell online, Sally? Can you remind me?
Well, one of the businesses is a tattoo and piercing studio. So it works quite well on Facebook. We get them to our website and we get them to inquire and come in and book in and all sorts of stuff. So yeah.
So what Sally's demonstrated there is that she's got a product and service that she needs to get in front of an ideal client, i.e. somebody that wants to have a tattoo. And advertising is a really consistent way of getting in front of new people that don't know you already, much more so than organic social, because you put a post out, you don't quite know who's going to see it at any one time, whereas advertising, you know exactly that you're getting in front of 18 pluses that already like tattoos, that live in a certain area. It's very much targeted to who you want. You can do things like target how much you want to spend, whether you want to show your ad on a particular device, iPhone or Android, what time of the day you want that ad to be seen, on what platforms. So it's very tightly controlled, but the downside is that you pay for that, but the upside is that you're getting consistent leads in your business. So I ran a campaign for somebody last week, which is a local gym owner, and they basically they got 46 sign-ups in 10 days, so 46 potential new clients. I think out of the 46, 30 signed up, and the ROI, the positive ROI was that for every £1 they spent on Facebook ads, they got £100 back in revenue if the client stayed with them a year. And like, that's just basic maths. Like, who wouldn't want to put in £1 to get £100 back? You know, that's brilliant. But they had a great offer and the creative was good and we targeted it well. So all of those things combined led to a positive result. I've seen lots of ads that don't work for different reasons. And as Sedan quite rightly said, you do need to tweak stuff all the time. It won't go away though. Facebook in particular used to be a situation where you could just post and get seen. It's not like that organically anymore. So in some industries, in some sectors, you will want to be boosting that with paid budget. Obviously, Facebook and Google are the big boys. Bing is another one. The benefit of using Facebook is that you can advertise on Instagram, in Messenger, in groups. So I'd always say, you know, if your product's right for Facebook, it's the most cost-effective way of getting in front of new people. Little tip here, remarketing is a really good thing to do for advertising. This is where if you've been to Marks and Spencer's and you've seen a sofa that you like, the next time you go on Facebook you see the same sofa. That's called remarketing. So that's like you can bite a cherry. Don't spend thousands before you've tested what works and what doesn't work, and do check what works better for you, Google, Instagram, Facebook, before you spend all your money in one particular channel, because you will get different results for different reasons. Okay, SEO is the next one. SEO is where people type in stuff on Google and people come up in the search results. So if I was going to search for tattoo artist, tattoo studio, the Sally Ann's company, you'd hope would want to be on page one, and the more they get on page one, the more potential eyeballs they're going to get seen by. And the beauty about this type of traffic is that it's a deeper relationship. So we can buy traffic from things like Facebook or Google. But when someone's physically searched us and seen an authentic result on page one, that's really good, because there is a mistrust around ads nowadays. People have got ad blockers on their websites. They don't particularly want to be bombarded with ads. But if a company's earned the right naturally to appear on page one, that's always seen as a trust factor. So what you find on your Google Analytics is people that come from organic SEO, they stay longer, they visit more pages, they're more, there's more of a know, like, and trust factor from the outset. Nobody wants to be on page two. So the idea is that we all want to be on page one, but there's only 10 slots on page one. You have to work quite hard to be on page one, and it depends on how competitive your industry is. That will dictate how long it's going to take you and the budget. People often ask me how long a blog should be, and you could do a blog for 300 words, you could do a blog for 500 words. What we found when we were working with these 1,000 companies last year is that the average length of a blog that's on page one is about 1,500 words. And for anybody who's sitting on the call now thinking, oh my God, I can possibly write 1,500 words, actually, that's about 15 long paragraphs. So it doesn't need to be hugely overwhelming. And obviously, you guys are all experts in your field. So don't be put off by that length. But the more added value content you're going to give, the more juicy content, the better chance you've got on ranking on Google. Okay. Something on SEO here. I don't know whether anybody's heard of something called Google Search Console. It's the sister to Google Analytics, and it shows you how Google perceive your website. It shows you what's working from a technical point of view and what people are putting into Google in order to find you. It'll also show you if anything's broken, and it will show you where you get your backlinks from. And backlinks is where other people link to you. So Chrissy and I are going to be doing a collaboration this year. So on my website, I'm going to link to Chrissy's website, because I'm going to say, we're working together on GDPR and vice versa. And then Google are going to see that my website is trusted by Chris and vice versa, and it gives you brownie points. So, and that's what makes you go up the rankings in effect. You can buy them or you can earn them. And we haven't got enough time to talk about that today, but that's essentially that's how SEO works. So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to stop sharing for 2 seconds. I'm going to ask you to share out of 10 how you feel you are across all of those activities. And you can see why now that I said right at the beginning, most people are doing 1 or 2 things really well, but actually when you look holistically, there's a lot to this sales and marketing malarkey that isn't just about social media. So I would invite anybody to share out of 10. You can pop it into chat if you prefer. How do you think your business is performing right now? You're a 3, Chris?
Not great. I would say a 5. I do find this whole space, digital marketing and websites and social media management, overwhelming. Yeah, really overwhelming.
Yeah, it can be. That's why I kind of chunk it down into the bits, because when you take it as a whole pie, it's like, oh my God, how could I possibly do that in one day and run a business and have a life and look after my family? It's a lot. It is a lot. I know it's a lot. What I do to help that, I'm gonna Collins a 3. I'm just gonna share how you know whether you're 3, 5, 10, 7, 1. When I work with anybody, the first thing I do is create a audit report. So this is a data-driven report that shows somebody where they actually are. Because we might think that we're 3. We might be going, oh my God, I'm not doing this right, I'm not doing that right. But actually the data might show you something completely different, and you might actually be performing way better than you think compared to your competitors. So how the audit works is that the percentage is obviously out of 100, and it goes across the 7 areas that I shared with you today. The traffic light system. So when people come to me, always they come to me and say, oh, I need some help on Instagram, for example. And then I look.
No, come back.
Look at their, and Am I back? Internet. And so am I back now?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Honestly, this happens all the time. We have like third world internet. It's horrendous. They knocked a mast down a few years ago, and ever since then it's not been right. I'm just going to rewind. So data-driven report out of 100, traffic light system. Most people come to me and say, I need help on Instagram, for example. And then when we look at their business, actually they don't need help on Instagram. They need to improve their SEO, or their reviews strategy needs some tweaking. And then we'd say, right, sort out all the foundations, and then we'll look at Instagram. So this particular report was from a chocolate experience company. So it sounded awful. You go and eat and make chocolate truffles all day long. That would have been my absolute hell not. And when I looked at their business, actually what they needed help on is getting more leads through the door. So their advertising bit, everything else was kind of thereabouts, needed tweaking, but it was their ads that needed support. So what we do is we look at listings. I mentioned earlier there's about 30 places that you should be being listed at, and we will go and get you listed. Those places, how your reviews are stacking up compared to competitors. We will look to see how your social is compared, how much engagement you're getting, what the average engagement in your sector and industry is like. And again, you can see these are all factual numbers. So it's not me kind of putting my finger in the air and going, oh, you look about a 3. It's, you know, data driven. It's showing you exactly what's going on and giving you the fixes. It shows you how your website's performing, so how it's appearing on mobile, how quickly it's loading on desktop. It shows you how your e-commerce is set up, how your advertising is working, and how your SEO is working. So this was a chocolate experience company. They were smashing it actually on SEO. You can see here that their competitors were in the hundreds in terms of value of clicks, and they were getting six grand. So they were doing really well on SEO. All of that good stuff is crucial for a small business owner to know exactly where they are, and then put a plan in place to basically do the changes that are going to get them from a red F to a green A. What we do is we work in 2 ways. We either give people the audit report with all the fixes on there, and then they go away and implement all the changes, or we work with you. I run a 2-month, 7-week course where every week I do a module. So the first module is listings, then we go through reviews, all the things that I shared with you today. We work practically, so we do stuff rather than hearing me just chat for an hour. We do an audit report at the beginning of the course, and then by the end of the course, we work through all of the 7 modules, and at the end of the 8 weeks, we rerun the audit reports. You'll see how much you've progressed and how many green A's you've got compared to red F's, and how much your percentage score has gone up, so that you know that you've actually learnt the stuff, which is always important from a small business owner point of view. It's all very well me sharing stuff, but you want to learn it so that you can measure your own performance and understand it. Yesterday, someone phoned and said, oh, I want XYZ to happen on my website, and their website designer quoted them like 135 quid, and it was like a 5-minute job, and it would have cost us a tenner, and they'd already gone ahead with their website designer. I was like, you know, that's a 2-minute job. But until you know it's a 2-minute job, you don't know what the other suppliers are saying, whether it's good, bad, and different. Do you know what I mean? You need to know this stuff. So I do a mix of learning, teaching, but also practical application, because you want to learn it, but then you want to know how to do it as well for the future. All of the weeks are offered with workbooks and slides and recordings, so you can always catch up at any one time, because I know that people like to do stuff in their own time, but definitely accountability and homework, so that the next week before we progress, we know that you've done the work and that your online presence will get the benefit of that. So if that sounds like something that you'd want to explore, either as an audit report or one-to-one, or working alongside my group, I keep them really small. We only have like 5-6 people in the group at any one time, because I don't want to be sharing all this stuff with like hundreds of people not being able to give you individual attention, so helping you with your Google My Business, understanding where your business is, and it's really hard for me to do that on a call with 100 people, so they're designed to be kept really, really small on purpose. If that sounds any good, shout me and I will stop sharing. And hiya.
How much is that?
That course is £250 for 7 weeks.
Brilliant, thank you.
Pleasure. We start in June, so I've got a cohort at the moment. They're in week 4 this week, so 3 weeks to go, and then I'll start up in June. So I basically do them kind of every 2 to 3 months. But if you prefer to take the learning and implement, then we also offer the audit report for those of you that want to do the work independently as well. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to take in any Q&A, and I invite people to share whether they're overwhelmed, excited, inspired, or now thinking, oh my God, I've got more homework to do.
Good. I have loads of questions.
Okay.
Okay, does Google My Business cost money?
No, it's free.
And is that the same as Google Analytics?
Yeah, both free. All of the Google Suite products are free until you start running ads.
You showed something earlier, like it was like a listing strategy.
Yes.
And there were like, it was only about 2 minutes ago, it was giving you all the kind of data.
Yeah.
Where do you find that? What was that within?
Yeah, so basically that's part of our audit report. So Annabelle just asked how much the audit report is. So the audit report is 47. So we run the audit report. We'll show you what listings you need to be on. And then if you don't want to do the course program, you can take that information and basically do that work yourself. So
and that's 40, and that's £47, you say? Yeah,
exactly. But with the course, you get the audit report at the beginning and the end. So we package that in basically.
All right, brilliant. Anything else? The personal ad links.
The personalised, yeah. So basically, we work together one-to-one. So I'll set that up for you. I can set up your Google My Business, and I can do the personalised links. So where you saw my 24 Fingers reviews, things, I can set that up all in, and that would probably take a certain amount of time. So I'll drop you an email if you want someone to just go away and create your Google My Business for you.
What's the last one? Sorry, people.
No.
I've had previous, I'm a photographer, I've got loads of pictures, but I've got, on a freelancer club, I've forgotten to get reviews from people. And I've done loads of test shoots.
Are you a member at Freelancer Club?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why we might have met there before, because I'm one of their speakers for Matt.
Okay, yeah, I think I have. Yeah. That's how I got hold of you. Okay. But is this cheeky of me? But can I go back to people and say, hey?
1,000,000%. Yeah, honestly, like, I just don't have any shame now when it comes to reviews, because they're so powerful for my business. I just literally take the emotion out of it and go, this is my target.
Okay. I can get shameless. That's easy. All right, great. Okay, that's it for me. I'm not questions. I'm done.
No, thank
you. I can get your email. I can just get you.
Yeah, I'm going to pop it into chat now. And I love questions. Don't worry about that. Anyone else? Any thoughts? Any like, oh my God moments? Any light bulb moments?
I'll just share, Emma, thank you. I have attended this before, and it was a sad reminder for me that how little I have progressed, but there's many different reasons for that. So this is hopefully another way for me just to be, there's 7 things that all should be in place, and it's really, really useful. And you're obviously such an expert. So thank you for sharing and reminding us.
Thank you for coming back.
Thanks, Emma.
Pleasure.
Hi, Emma. I was going to quickly talk about blogs, and you talked about the 1,500 words. Is that simply about, I know you talked about good quality content, not just 1,500 words of ramble, but that target of 1,500, is that about impact on Google, or is that about something else? I just can't imagine in this day and age, this digital age, anyone sitting down reading a 1,500 word article or blog online.
Honestly, do you know what? On LinkedIn, some people are reading 10,000 words. If it's good quality content, people will read it. And if it's well written, people will read it. But in answer to your question,
Right.
It was impact on Google. So each of us are going to have target keywords in our business. So for me, it will be stuff like Instagram training Essex. That would be a really good key phrase for me, because people are typing in that. There's people searching for that. So I'd go away and I'd do the research and understand, like I'll know how many words I've got to write on that blog in order to land on page 1, and then I'll go away and write those words. So classic example, last week, and we had to write a blog on self-storage solutions in the UK, and that blog needed to be 2,500 words. And you would never think the phrase like self-storage solutions in the UK required 2,500 words, but because of competition and because how many people were in the space, it needed to be really, really chunky. I did a blog for Xero implementation, which is an accountancy package, and that only needed to be 700 because there's less competition. So all of that research is what I share with my clients if they write it themselves. And I'll say, right, go away and write 700 words, make sure you include these 10 phrases, make sure you include 5 headings, and then they go away and write it. Or if they hire us to write it, it's all included anyway. So
yeah, right, got it. Thank you, that's very helpful.
No, pleasure. And I could just ask, actually, do I have any programs and one-to-one specifically for SEO? Yeah, so I've got an SEO workshop that lasts 2 hours, and the 2-hour workshop's £125, and it will go from basic SEO to basically how to do SEO for your own business. And if you're interested in that, I can put that on as a group workshop as well, or we can do that one-to-one, whatever you prefer. So I'll just pop that into chat. I've actually got like 79 courses that I've written since the pandemic started, because basically my son got all his A-levels cancelled because of the COVID. And then I was thinking, like, the 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds screwed in our country, like, what are they going to do? All the apprenticeships are going to shut, all the jobs are going to be shut. Like, how can I help? So we went away and wrote these 79 courses. So I've delivered all of these. They're ready to go. So if anybody wants a course pack to see what we offer, do drop me a note, and they can be done as one-to-one or groups.
Sorry, I have one more question. I don't know if it's relevant here though. Do you know of anybody that could give me like a pricing list for a photographer? I know this is not
in terms of competitor research.
Yeah, I just want to look what other people are asking for photos.
Oh, do you know what I'd do? I'd get one of your mates to do some mystery shopping for you.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Thank you.
Just do a bit of stalking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or actually, what you could do is on Stuff It, you could just pop it on Quora. You could just pop in a question and say, what's the average price of London-based photography nowadays, and just pretend, or just do some Google searches. You'll get the info for sure.
Brilliant. Thank you, Emma. I really appreciate it.
No, pleasure.
Emma, sorry, I've just thought of another question, actually. It touches on something you mentioned earlier about the choice of different social media channels. I've got 2 minds about Facebook for my business. I mean, you sort of know what I do. I think I know what you're going to say, but is Facebook a good channel for GDPR consultancy?
Great for you. So if I were you, I'd be hanging out in networking groups on Facebook and doing like the pain points. Did you know that if you don't keep this record, potentially you could be looking at a £3,000 fine?
Yeah.
Avoid that and just kind of thing.
Yeah. Cool.
So Facebook groups for you rather than kind of Facebook posting.
Right, got it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Any more?
Emma, I was late, so I missed the first 15 minutes because I had
Oh
a little
no,
emergency. But I just wondered, are you sending out a recording or anything, or is there?
Yeah, I can do. Drop me a note. Drop me a note by email, and anybody that needs the recording, happy to send. I don't send the recording out blanket because basically when you do that, like no one turns up because they go, oh, I can just watch it later. But if anybody from today wants the recording, drop me a note on email, and I'll be more than happy to send it across.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I did email you actually to let you know I was being late, but you probably haven't had a
Oh
chance to look.
no, it's fine. Sorry, yeah. When I'm on, I don't look at my phone, but I'm sure I'll pick it up.
Emma, I like that. From a GDPR point of view, it's great that you, obviously we know it's being recorded and you reassure us that you only send the recording to those of us that are on the call. So thank you for that reassurance.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, we gone. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I think so. Have a great bank holiday weekend, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.